Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be talking about suggestions made by players. These are suggestion threads on the official forums. I'm going to link these down below if you guys want to go check them out for yourself. Let me actually fix this real quick. There we go. So these are ones that have gotten the devs' attention and have gotten dev replies, and therefore might be future features. So I thought, why not make a little video on it? Plus, a lot of people always say, you know, the devs, they don't listen to suggestions, this and that. So I decided, why not? Let's just go through a bunch of these and you know, see what it's all about. We have a couple. I think we have 6, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 6. We're gonna read through them. I'm gonna give my opinion, and we're gonna go from there. Alrighty. So I'm also gonna link all these down below for you guys to check out as well. So let's get right into it. So the first one: better vision of which settlements are attacked. I'm the only ruler of Calradia, and it would be helpful to see which village/castle gets attacked, even if I am fully zoomed out, or at least that I'm able to read the log again to see which settlements got attacked. Then another player comments, agreed, at least putting important logs like this on the right/left of the screen during some time, which you can also dismiss by clicking on them, or they disappear after some time, or a menu for important events/logs in campaign, having this feature being like a quest manager but for events on the map. Now, before I read the dev response, I totally agree with this. Where I think this should be located, I think this should be located in the Kingdom tab. Pretty much where where all the strengths are located. I think somewhere in that window or close by, or a whole another window made where it shows current villages being raided for you and also your enemy, and then also current places being sieged for you and your enemy. I think that should be shown. I think it should be more transparent. It sucks that sometimes let's say you're in a war against your very big kingdom, and the other place is a very big kingdom. Other kingdom is obviously very big as well. And what happens is you think you took over some land, and then you don't even notice that two of your towns were taken, or let's say 2 castles and 1 town was taken, because you got no notification of it. It just happened. And since you were busy sieging other stuff, you didn't even notice. And I think we do need to have some kind of a notice of it, and or even notice of it being taken. Like this was just taken, or this is. They used to have it. I feel like they used to have it. I used to get more notifications back then about, you know, this is being sieged right now. This is being attacked right now. It was like in the middle of the screen, kind of like, you know, just a little bit above the center. We used to get like this little notification that something was being sieged or attacked, but I feel like now we don't get anything, you know, and sometimes it doesn't even show up on the map if you zoom right now, like zoom at the settlement. So it definitely needs an update or a fix, because I feel like it was better system before, let's say the 1 point, you know, like I would say about 2 months ago, they were really good, and now it doesn't seem like it's there anymore. Dev responds, I'll bring up showing circle map notifications for settlement attacks internally, though it's approved. If it is approved, the option will only include your own settlements, I would imagine, since showing circle notifications for every attack on any of the kingdom settlements will be intrusive, especially for village raids. I think it would be, but at the same time, if you incorporate it with the kingdom page, the one that shows the strengths of each kingdom whenever you're at war, the place where you can propose war or propose peace, if you could put it there, I think in a good way, I think that's exactly where it should be put, because I do check that a lot to see what the power is, to see who's at war with each other, and if I can also see, you know, the current sieges and the current village raids, that would also be cool to include, right? Alrighty, next suggestion. Assigning governor from clan tab should show governor bonuses. You can't see my mouse, but when hovering over someone in this list, it would be helpful if the governor bonuses would appear like when selecting the governor in the managing your town screen. So he's talking about right over here in this empty space. You could actually put plus to loyalty or plus to this or something like that, right? And yeah, this does slightly irk me. Yeah, because you pretty much figured out after you put them on, and then you have to go back into this menu and do it again if you don't get the result that you want. And I think putting something here would actually be worth it. And the dev respawn definitely seems like an oversight. I'll look into this. Good. And this guy, shout out to him. He does a lot of good posts on the forums. Next one we have is, can we get a UI element for trait score? So right now you can see your traits, but they just sort of pop up. There's no indication that you've earned a new trait, nor are there any indications when you're earning points towards or away from a new trait. Is it possible to get trait score via encyclopedia page by hovering over character's name? That way we would know if we were close to being seen as extremely honorable rather than grinding out quests in the dark. Okay. Then 2, an indication upon quest finalization or daily tick of trait score gained. Even if you don't want numbers included, a simple "your men think you're generous, that was a dishonorable act, your performance in battle was valorous," okay, would help connect a player's actions to their earned traits. Okay, and then number 3, a right hand notification of new traits gained. Otherwise, the typical way I discover a new trait is gained. A new trait is random notables liking me a bit less. Got a yes, please. Got a yes. I'll bring this up eternally, the devs say. Thank you for the suggestion. I do agree with this. Now, here's my 2 cents about traits. I feel like they just don't do much in terms of the game. I've played for so long, and to be honest with you, I've glanced at traits before, but I've never took them seriously or try to change, the type of what's it called, the type of player I was. I never really cared for them. They never really had like a huge impact. Like, if I decided to do so much evil stuff, I feel like it didn't impact me at all as it should have, right? Or if I decided to do a lot of good stuff, it didn't feel like I was rewarded for doing it. Just in my opinion, the traits hold very little value in the game. They could hold a lot of value. Obviously, if you could do certain stuff, if you're very honorable, if you can do certain stuff when you're very evil or whatever, right? Then they would hold some value. But for right now, they just don't hold much value. And while this is great, while this makes sense to kind of, give the players an insight of if they're, let's say in this example, their honor is growing, something like that, that's great and all. But I feel like they should hold like something. Like they should just, in a way, be a little bit more important than they are right now. Because right now they aren't really important, in my opinion, personally. And you being very honorable, or you being very, the opposite, whatever the honorable is, or dishonorable, right? I feel like it just doesn't change the game enough, So that's just my 2 cents on it. Next one, we have World Map UI. Days until no food should be main stat instead of number of consumable items. I have a small piece of feedback or suggestion for the World Map UI. Every single time I've looked at the number of consumable items icon, it has to have been expanded and read the days until no food statistics. I can't think of a single time I want to know how many food items I've had in my party at any time, because its value is completely dependent upon my party size. What's really valuable is knowing how long you have until your party starts to starve. I really feel that these 2 stats should be swapped. I even feel that just having days until food as the main stat and then a breakdown of food variety as the expanded stat would be best. So pretty much what he's saying is this part right here should be up here, so you can see it without, what's it called? You can see it right here, the days, instead of seeing the number of consumable items, which I think makes sense. I think most of the time you want to know this value instead of this value, right? So devs say, I'll bring this up eternally. Thank you for the suggestion. There it is. As usual, thanks for being receptive. Exactly. Listen, I will stand on this hill. I don't care about no slander. I'm going to stand on this hill. They do listen to your suggestions. And if you do have a suggestion, like you see here, make an account on the forums. Go to, as you can see right here, home, forums, Bannerlord. Go to this section, or go to, obviously all the other sections for suggestions, under suggestions, and they will respond. If it is a good, viable suggestion, they are going to respond, and they are going to see what they can do. So go do it if you do have a suggestion, right? Plus, you'll be in a future video. So there you go. All right, character creation standing still. Can the character in character creation stand still when editing details? It's annoying having the head move around all the time. Dev respond, I think keeping the character still while changing close-up properties, face, eyes, etc. is planned, but not. There's no ETA at the moment. It's low priority. Okay, it makes sense. It's a very minor thing. Obviously, they have added stuff like kind of in this category of character creation. We got the recent update where we can finally see our horse armor. We can like switch over where the character is and where the horse is, and I think that's a very, very cool change. And yeah, we'll see what we have in the future. Again, low priority. I get why it's low priority. I think nobody else is gonna argue with that, but there we go. Lastly, we have added crafting slash crafting and in parentheses smithing items in Designs Manager. Alright, let's see what he has to say. Players can see their crafted items which they made. It's as practices of smithing skill they sold by city. Wait a minute, I can't. I think I read that wrong. Players can see their crafted items which they made. It's as okay, I don't. Okay, and can see each crafted item are holding slots in item list forever. So add crafted items manager in the game and allow player to decide which items will be used and which will not be used, and allow to discard every crafted item, not the items made by tailwheels or mods, will not be used from the items list, and players can decide which items will be published or not, and allow to load item designs from crafted. I'm having a hard time following what he's trying to get at here. I'm sorry, I'm having a very hard time following. If a player decided to publish items, then the published items will be allowed to be sold by city. Oh, okay. So I think I understand what he's talking about. So I think what he's talking about is if you do create crafted items and stuff, you get to choose if they're being sold or not, right? And there's also a manager that shows you stuff that is being kind of sold, what people really want, what people don't want. I think that's what he's getting at right here. If players have a nice idea of who's crafted items, then they will save their designs as item file and share their items in the Tailworld's forums. Oh, interesting. So this obviously isn't a UI change. This is more like a, kind of like a gameplay system change. Okay. Being able to see previously crafted designs is in the plans, but no ETA at the moment. Okay, so that's like a part of what he said. He didn't, not everything that he said, but it was a little bit confusing reading what he was saying here. I do agree, but again, here's my there's no problem with what he said. I think it's a good system what he's talking about, right? It would add a lot of depth to it, right? But at the same time, I think the bigger problem here is we need a smithing overhaul. The devs have stated that they know that they do need one as well, but there's just no ETA at the moment. And hopefully in the future there is, but we drastically need it, let me tell you. But that's gonna do it for this suggestion video. I don't want to keep it too long. I just wanted to show off some suggestions that were made and that did get the dev response they deserved. And will probably be in a future patch. So there it is. I'm gonna do more of these in the future. I've done a couple of these in the past, so I'm gonna keep it up. But yeah. Just some news for the channel before I get off. I'm probably going to upload this tomorrow morning, which is going to be the 9th, and tomorrow Cyberpunk comes out. So I'm going to have a lot of Cyberpunk videos for you guys, probably for like the next week, I'll put some Bannerlord videos in between there, but for this week, I'm going to try to focus on Cyberpunk. It's a huge release, I'm a small channel. You know where it's going. I got to do what I got to do. But at the same time, don't get disheartened. I'm still going to keep on with the Bannerlord news. I can't wait for 1.5.6 and all of that. And yeah, I just got to go do what I got to go do. Plus, I'm very excited for that game as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed it, ask me any questions, any concerns, and like always, stay safe.